All righty. Grand rising this morning, family. It's your boy, Farmer Fredo. I'm just checking in for a another edition of Southern Roots and Garden Boots. So again, it's your boy, Farmer Fredo, and this week has been pretty busy planting, refreshing, teaching, and building. I got updates from the Starbucks Learning Farm, from like the demo site at the Sunbelt Ag Expo, um, as well as I want to like just talk about and share what I received this week through like the Haas Tools Seed of the Month. I'm also going to give you guys a sneak peek into today's Saturday Serve Day. And I'm also going to let you know, give you more information about an agribusiness training that I'm doing like next week. So I just want you guys to, again, thank you for watching. Um, thank you guys for being a part of this movement. And I really just want to just encourage you guys to um, something that was like on my heart like this week is about focusing on the harvest, right? Like I want you to begin to think in terms of like what's my end goal, um, what seed I'm putting into the ground, but think about it in terms of who this seed is going to benefit, right? So you hear me talk about this over and over again. I'm really trying to get our communities to grow more for families, for health reasons, but then also to make it more accessible to people that don't have access to land, that don't have the means to grow for themselves. And so this season of growing, I'm really dedicating it towards the Thanksgiving holiday season. I want people to organize like a you pick day or like a free fresh fruit and vegetable giveaway day that can happen, like the weekend before Thanksgiving. To allow for people in their neighborhoods to come to a garden space and to grow and to experience what fresh looks like, but also to experience what community looks like. And so that's my little spiel to start off with. But I'm going to take you guys behind the scenes of what I've been growing this week, what I've been building on this week. And I really, again, like I said, I want to make sure that you guys know how important you are to the mission, to the vision. And again, we started doing this every week just because we wanted you guys to know what it takes to get the food from the field to your table. So first up, I really want to just shout out. We've been doing stuff with the Halo group out of Perry, Georgia. And so for those that don't know, again, Halo works with folks with disabilities and autism and things like that. And so this week we were down there and we planted some peas and some squash as well as some sunflowers. But like I bring up Halo, but I don't really think you guys know what it's like to be in that space. So versus me talking about it, I actually shot like a little video that
They
I'm gonna
work in
share with you
particular
guys.
with individuals with disability and autism, and kind of like those, making them workforce ready. And like I spoke about last week, this is just another job skill that they learn. So they are farm managers. And so we got one more row to do, but everybody say hey to the camera.
And so we were out there working, getting the grind and stuff going. Um, the energy out there is like bananas. I mean, like they come out in the mornings. We start about like 9:30, and they get at it. Like they're planting with me, putting stakes and stuff into the ground. We even made like a little dance called a waddle waddle while we're out there. But again, it's they're putting forth the effort and the energy. And like I explained to people is that we're doing more than just like planting seeds. We're doing more than just working in the garden. We are inspiring. We're creating new pathways for them, pathways that's like leading them with leadership, opportunities and just learning. And people ask, like, why did we plant the sunflowers and the peas and the squash? Well, one, again, this site is going to be for the Perry National Fair, which starts October the 2nd, I believe, up there in Perry, Georgia, and it's a demonstration site. But we have made it where it is a part of the fair experience, right? So at the fair, if you go to the south entrance, you will see the Starbucks Learning Farm, and we're going to have what I like to call a pick and pro pose area for design for selfies. And so the sunflowers really add a nice backdrop for people to take selfies and things like that in the garden. In addition to that, while we planted the peas and the squash, is that what we grow is actually served at the Rooster restaurant during the fair, like some good home cooking. So you don't have to get fair food all the time. There's actually like a sit down restaurant on the property, and the food, the produce that we grow, the vegetables that we grow is actually served right there on site. In addition to that, the Halo Group, they make chicken pot pies, and so with the fall coming up, we're going to make some squash casseroles that people could donate and receive to support like the Halo Group. And so that's why we pick certain things to grow, because we're teaching them enterprise, um, marketing, entrepreneurship. You know my swag, you know my hustle. Like that's the foundation of the work that we really do, like out there in the community. So in addition to that, this week, like we still were getting the sites ready for the Sunbelt Ag Expo. Again, that's going to be taking place the third week in October. And so our focus this week at the Expo site was really about refreshing the garden beds. And so, like I tell you guys that if you're going to be about growing food, right? Garden refresh is like a key ingredient. Like I emphasize that you have to have a system for like flipping your soil, refreshing the bed. Do not just plant in the same raised bed using the same soil that you did like a year ago, and definitely don't do it if you did it like 2 or 3 years ago, right? So what a garden refresh is our way of cleaning out the garden beds and the spaces. So this picture kind of just shows it. So you are removing the weeds, turning the soil over, adding like compost to the soil, fertilizer to the soil, preparing the space again for the upcoming growing season. And so we emphasize this piece because, again, you are bringing in new crops. So why not give the ground like a new refreshing? And so it's something that I want every gardener to think about as you shift into the fall. Like, just don't plant and expect the harvest. Take the time to refresh your beds and keeping the soil healthy. And by doing this, you ensure that your plants have what they need to thrive. So just by refreshing, adding some compost and some fertilizer, you're putting your plants in the right position and giving them exactly what they need in order for your beds and stuff to prep. And the good thing about it is, like, the compost and the fertilizer, you can pick them up at most of your box stores or your local nurseries, and it really helps with jump starting like your garden experience, right? And also, like, this week, I was really like thankful because we have started doing like our interview process for our Fresh Roots Rising program. And so for the last week and a half, we've been interviewing young kids, teenagers, and for this program. So again, it's an after school program that we do. We are teaching young kids again about agriculture, entrepreneurship, leadership, as well as like sustainable conservation practices, right? But it's a blessing because we have received applicants that are homeschooled, that are going to like schools like in other counties besides Doherty County, that are all wanting to participate and learn. And I guess the thing that that's really been moving this week with these young people is like how they really want to learn how to grow, but to hear their reasoning is um it's an eye opener, because again they're talking about I want to grow for my family, or they're bringing to my attention that they stay in communities or neighborhoods where there's like like trash on the streets, and they would like to like clean up the lot to put a garden in just to make it more beautiful. Or you hear about them talking about like homelessness and people that don't have like food, clothing, and shelter, and creating an opportunity for that person to have access to food as the reason why they want to participate in this program. And so these are and that really moves me, because like that story isn't like told so much, right? And so how they are not just drawn by entrepreneurship and flipping the bag, they're really drawn by how they can connect to the community and make an impact. So I'm really excited to share that journey with you guys, as you guys are following me through this whole Southern Roots and Garden Boots weekly like podcast, because I really want to be able to showcase through the season what these young people are doing, and to create a relationship with you guys and them, so that you can also be a part of this journey and like this story, and also just kind of like helping. Because as I spoke about, I'm all about speaking and planning and refreshing, but the true nature of why I do this podcast is I want you guys to be able to walk with me week by week into the garden spaces and really see what we're doing, what we have going on, right? And so that leads me to what I'm most excited about, people, is it's the middle of the month. And so again, I'm always shouting out Haas Tools. They've had my back longer than I can even remember in this garden process. And so one of the things they started recently is they started what's called the Seed of the Month. And so once a month, in the middle of the month, you receive a package of seeds that are relevant to your growing area. Like again, I'm in gardening zone like 9. And so I got my seeds. So I'm really, really excited to get these in the ground and to be able to showcase to you guys like what we have growing. So got my Cheers cabbage, got Top Chop collards, got my Purple Magic broccoli, got my Watham 29 broccoli, Lacinato kale. And one of the things I'm really cool with trying to grow is they sent me what's called a Veronica hybrid cauliflower, right? So these are all items that you should be thinking about for like your fall garden. So this week, if you have it, again, make sure your bed is refreshed. But this is the week that you will want to plant your fall crops into your garden beds. Like this is the start of it. You have like a 5-week window to get things into the ground, but they're literally started like right now. So I will recommend, today being Saturday, if your garden space is ready, go out and pick up some collard plants or some cabbage plants or broccoli plants, cauliflower. Go ahead and get them, especially the broccoli and cauliflower, because they take a little bit longer to mature out. And if you're thinking again about Thanksgiving, having something from like your raised boxes be available for you to pick up, be available for you to serve for Thanksgiving, now is the time to start getting them into the ground. And you can also look at your collards, your turnips, and your mustard. Here's the time to plant those directly by seed and have them ready again going into the end of October towards like the 1st of November. All right. And so this is just the optimum time to begin putting your brassicas, which I've named, into the ground. You want to hold off a little bit if you're trying to plant like spinach, lettuce, and carrots, because you just need the soil temperature just to drop down a little bit, and that'll be more of your focus for like September. And then, like I say, we're in gardening zone 9. And so we're in the bottom half of the United States. But one thing I want to recommend that you guys get in the habit of doing is session planting. All right. Like, you do not want to plant all your plants all at the same time. All right. So literally every 2 weeks, you want to go ahead and do another round of planting. So a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. And this will allow for you to have a consistent, steady flow of produce the vegetables that are constantly coming out of like your garden space. And that's our aim. Again, we want to make sure that we are feeding people. We also want to just make sure that we are giving people a nutritious, dense food. And so part of the reason why those greens are really important is the health benefit of them. So whether it's the iron, especially going into our cooler months, you need that just for like strength, and just like, again, like, eat your vegetables or eat your vitamin. And like I tell the young people, we want to like taste the rainbow, right? And so by having these leafy greens, they're really good for your digestive system. Again, they're good for like your iron and your blood flow, and it really does help internally. Going out and just picking your vitamins, and so that's what this is all about. And you guys know, for me, just growing up being a kid from Plains, Georgia, we all about collards. And I like this variety called Top Bunch because they're designed for you to, um, crimp the leaves. So you don't have to harvest the entire collard plant. You literally can do a little bit at a time, just crimping the leaves as you're going through like the growing season. And again, that's one of my favorites because I'm always able to go into my grandmother's cookbook, grab a little collard green lesson, or my buddy Moop. Moop Brown has a really good like food blog that he does. Has a really good like collard green sort of Cajun style that he does, that I really like the flavor and things like that. So again, we're talking about growing food, but again, I want you to start thinking about like, what can I grow right now that I can show off for like Thanksgiving for my family and things like that, right? And the other thing that I'm also equally excited about, that we're in the process of launching at Flint River Fresh, is a program that's called Fresh Sprouts. So we are working on it now. And so, like, next week, I'll provide more of an update. But I've really been spending time in developing a lesson plans that's designed for young kids between the ages of, I like to say, pre-K to second grade. And we're going through and just teaching them about the importance of growing their own food. But we want to spark their curiosity, kind of embrace young people that enjoy being outdoors, that might enjoy trying to find bugs, that might just enjoy their hands being dirty, their minds are active. And so we are developing a 14-week curriculum at Flint River Fresh, and that we are is partnering with after school programs that have this particular age group. And we're literally going in for an hour to an hour and a half and preparing a lesson, doing the lesson interactive. And the good thing, the growth part of this is that the young people that are part of our Fresh Root Rising program will also be part of the facilitators of these lessons. So it's, again, developing this system of the community is always giving back to the next generation. And that's the foundation of sustainability. That's the foundation for our growth. And so we are doing our first week lesson next Friday with the group. So shout out to King Randall and the Expo's. We're going to be doing it with them. And it's all about learning about the garden. We're going to talk about tools. We're going to talk about plants. We're going to talk about some of the bugs that they might see. We're also going to do a little bit of taste testing of cherry tomatoes or maybe cucumbers based upon what's in season. But it's to give them an opportunity to welcome them to like what the garden is about, and so it's the start of um, raising our babies up, being outdoors, getting them comfortable with growing food, but it also just teaching them some basic foundational principles that they can carry with themselves for generations, from like years and years of stuff like that to come. And so also I want to make sure that you guys know that today is our oh, wrong slide. So today is our Saturday serve day. So we're going to be out at the Fifth Avenue Garden site. If you are free this morning, you could join us at 10 a.m. We will be cleaning out our raised garden beds, pulling up old squash, tomatoes, pepper plants. We're going to be removing, sadly, our part of our citrus grove. It got damaged when we had the cold snap that came through towards the end of February this year. And so it really wiped out some of our baby citrus trees. So we're going to remove those and replace it. That's going to become our new strawberry patch. So if you are free this morning, Saturday, just to come on out to the Fifth Avenue Garden at 211 Fifth Avenue here in Albany, Georgia. Want you to bring some shovels, a wheelbarrow if you can, or some gloves. But if you don't have any of that, just having like a willing spirit to lend a hand helps us again with preparing this site. And you heard me mention it over and over again that this growing season, in particular for the fall, we're really focused in on growing for Thanksgiving. And so what we're going to do at this site is a day called a Friendsgiving You Pick Day. And that's literally where we invite the community to come out at no cost to go through the garden and pick. We're going to grow collards and turnips definitely, and we might add some other fall favorites, but people to be able to come out and pick. And the date for the Friendsgiving is looking like it's going to take place on Saturday, November the 22nd, at the Fifth Avenue Garden site, just to come out and help us out, right? And so we really want, again, for the community to be a part of taking care of the community. And we're going to teach you how to take care of it by participating in our serve days. And we'll do this again the third Saturday of every month. So we'll be back in September and we'll be back in October to prepare the fields, prepare for the harvest that we want to give out to the community in November, November 22nd for our Friendsgiving You Pick Day. All right. And again, really want to encourage you guys to be a part of this. So make sure you follow us again on social media, subscribe, like, share, do all that. And then speaking of sharing, I want to make sure that you guys also know about the Field to Wild workshop that I'm doing in Albany at Innovate Hub on August the 30th at 10 a.m. This is focused on taking your field to like a you pick agritourism sort of spot. So I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper into this one, right? So I want to train people how to create a visitor friendly you pick site and talk about the crops you select, how to create an experience for your customers. So if you are a farmer, a gardener, a community organizer, like this event is for you. And we're going to feed you. You're going to learn. You're going to grow. You're going to meet other people within the community and really understand why a pick your own business model is like is an exciting model for farmers and gardens, right? So what you can expect to learn if you come out, I just gotta like dive deep into this for you guys. So for you to really see what it is, what's it all about. So if you are a farmer, a dreamer, like what you might have like some land or some space, but I want to show you how to turn it into a space, not just for growing, it's a destination. It's a place where folks can, pull up, not just to pick produce, but to create memories, to do what I like to call like a pick and pose, to do your selfie moments, right? To pose with the purpose, to connect with the land and leave inspired. See, like that's the vision behind this Field to Wow workshop. Like I really want to show people how to build a productive and beautiful you pick garden. And it's going down next Saturday, August the 30th. We're going to be live in person. I mean, there will be an option just for streaming for those that can't make it out. We're going to make it where, again, I want to show folks how to turn that field into something that's memorable, right? And so it's about not just the field. It could be your backyard. It could be your front porch, or if you are in a big city, we're going to show you how to take that land. Again, no matter how big or small, we want to make it like pop. So we're going to like walk through um like the steps about it, right? We're going to walk you through step by step like on how to lay your garden out for beauty, how to lay it out for easy access and harvesting. We're gonna like lay it out for you so you can decide which crops are like crowd favorites or which ones you can grow if you're trying to look at it as a true like money making enterprise. We're also going to show you how to design your own pick and pose station. Create a spot on your farm that is Instagram ready, that's Facebook ready, that's selfie ready, but also how to create a space that's also and to do it like budget friendly. So we want to be able to show you hands on how to create an experience from the from the dirt to the driveway, to really take people from when they park their cars and walk on your property, what to do. And so again, this isn't just for a farmer. This is for that community leader that's trying to revitalize an empty garden space. So this is also for that backyard grower that's ready to invite, folks over. This is for that teacher that is planting with purpose, with young people in mind. So this is also, as you know, it's for the farmer to ready to grow out their row crops, but to move just from growing the crop to like how do you build relationships. So again, this is not your average gardening class. I'm really passionate about agritourism and showing growers like how to flip the script of what small scale farming looks like by blending beauty, culture, entrepreneurship, and Southern hospitality. And so, with all that being said, like here's the kicker: we're just getting started with this concept. So, this is just session one that's happening next Saturday, August the 30th. I'm going to do another session in September where I'm going to focus on creating the visitor friendly pick your own experience, where I'm going to go deeper into guest zones, gardening, telling, storytelling. Um, Talking about signage, walking path. So if you're ready to grow, I really want to encourage you to come out next Saturday, August the 30th, because it's about building like to grow legacy, to grow beauty, income, but most importantly, it's about building our communities up. And again, transforming land into something that our community will talk about. So I encourage you to bring your boots, your your vision boards, and just meet us in Albany, Georgia, and just to go a little bit deeper of learning how to really grow these community food spaces. And I just want to make sure again that you do not miss this opportunity. And you can follow me, you can DM me if you're watching this, or you can put a comment in the session, I can send you like the link for you to sign up through Eventbrite. And I really want again to expand how many growing spaces we have in the South and how we're able to do more in our communities. So again, this is Farmer Fredo. This is another edition of Southern Roots and Garden Boots. And again, we are growing things differently. And so hopefully you guys will just take away from today that now is the time to plant your seeds in the soil, plant your seeds for young people, plant your seeds in our community, because every seed we plant is a step towards food security, opportunity, and joy. And if you haven't already followed us on social media, if this is your first time stumbling across us, we encourage you to like our page, to share it, to subscribe. And so hopefully just keep spreading the word about what we're doing here in Southwest Georgia. And hopefully if you're watching this early in the morning, you've had your cup of coffee, that you'll join us today at the Fifth Avenue Garden site for our Saturday serve. And if not, definitely make sure, hopefully you locked into your calendar next Saturday, August the 30th at Innovate Hub in Albany, Georgia. Come out for our Field to Wow workshop. And again, I just want to thank you guys for your time. Let's get the planting, let's get the serving, and most importantly, let's keep growing. And again, it's your boy, Farmer Fredo. Let's grow together. Peace.